that part, yeah, I don't mind.
And you could vent.
Yeah, and
you
then
could
stripping the
vent to them and talk to them about
Can I constantly?
Alright, so we can return now to what we were saying about homophobia. So homosocial panic, which is the whole essence of this thing really. Sedgwick introduces one of our most useful terms, homosexual panic. The homophobic blackmail, and I just love the way she put that. The homophobic blackmail experienced by men who fear that their homosocial bonds may be perceived or even actually be antisocial homosexuality. Yes, Daniel?
Okay, I have a left point. So, because I always have a problem with the term homophobia, because I always said, I might not like them, I'm not afraid of them, when I say I don't go and scream and panic, and now as you brought up that, I said probably it is different for boys, the feelings, because I'm not afraid of the homosexual people, are just like, I don't. For the people, I guess for boys, I guess it will be different because they will feel, when you say homophobic blackmail, because they will feel where they don't take a side one side or the other.
I think the whole thing about it is not that homophobia refers to like a fear of homosexual people, but I think this puts it quite nicely. It's either it's fear of two things essentially. It's the fear of either people thinking that you're homosexual or the fear of actually being homosexual.
But I think it has more to do with dudes because.
And that's what Sedgwick is saying also, because she's saying that women, we don't have this kind of homosexual panic. It's something that's in men. We don't really have it. So I guess you agree with Sedgwick. Okay. Right, so she's saying that, thanks for that, Tanya. So she's saying that that this homosexual panic is the result of those two things. It's either you're terrified that people will think that you're gay, or you're terrified that you might actually be gay. Alright? So whichever one that is, I don't know. You make up that what you will. But it is the term used to characterize the uncertainty heterosexuals experience when unable to distinguish between socially sanctioned bonds and forbidden male love. And in her book, Between Men, she also deals with the fact that this homosexual panic is something that all men experience. That's what she says. All men experience this, not women. Oh, I missed my pitch. Notice the alarm going off. Alright. Okay, so her closet. This has to be one of my most favorite parts of what Sedgwick is saying, because I think that it is so open for us to really interrogate it. I think that there are some loopholes in what she's talking about in terms of her closet, and we'll come to it hopefully we'll have time, come to it towards the end. But she comes up with this whole concept of her closet. So you know, like in how we were talking in our jargon today, you say someone is gay when they come out of the closet. So they come out of the closet, so they kind of reveal their sexual identity and being gay, and so they're out of the closet. Sedgwick, she wrote a book, I think it's called The Epistemology of the Closet or something like that. And in that book, she says, I am out, therefore I am. And that's a kind of play on, anybody knows?
Say over that.
I think
therefore I am. So, and she says, I am out, therefore I am. So what she's saying is that when men experience this homosexual panic, they experience this panic in this kind of closet. Now this closet is a psychological place to be. So it's not just a place where, it's not a normative closet where homosexuals hide from public persecution. It's not that closet she's dealing with. What she's dealing with is a psychological kind of closet, where in your own mind, you experience in this closet this daunting homosexual panic. And what she's saying is, again, all this is on the continuum, right? So don't get the continuum out of your head. Because you're going through this, you are positioned on this continuum and you're going through this, and you have this homosexual panic, and two things can either emerge. You can either emerge out of your closet being heterosexual, or you can either emerge out of your closet being homosexual. Again, I think that's a little bit inconsistent in what she was saying before, but again, we'll come to that in the end. But this is what she's saying. So in Sedgwick's closet, there's homosocial panic, where overt homosexual homosexual desire is avoided at all costs. This is because, again, of the homophobia. Alright? So is it this one? I hope it is. Right, one possible outcome. Now, this is not the only outcome, but one possible outcome, because like I just said, you could emerge a heterosexual also. But one possible outcome is that, okay, so you're in this closet and you have this homosexual panic, alright, where you're either terrified that people think that you're homosexual, you might actually be homosexual, or both. You're terrified of that. You're homosexual panic. And in that closet, your homosexual panic can turn into something called homosexual potential. And that's where you actually, the possibility of being a homosexual, you kind of enter into that phase of it, where it's more so really the potential, homosexual potential, the potential that you might actually be gay. And this can manifest itself or turn into homosexual compulsion, which is you coming out of the closet now, stepping out of the closet and assuming the sexual identity that I am a homosexual compulsion. Now, like I said, it's not the only outcome, because you can emerge as a heterosexual, of course, or not only homosexuals go through this continuum, all men do, this closet, sorry, all men do, as she's saying, this is one possible outcome. Hope you're like, no, time. So Michel Foucault, I know we heard about him when, I can't remember his name, but the gentleman was speaking about queer theory. But he forms, what he has to say, now he went before Sedgwick, his ideas and all of that, it was before her. But that does seem to form the foundation. His ideas and things that he spoke about does seem to form the foundation of what she's really saying. So Foucault's political agenda is to destabilize the heteronormative by denying the authenticity of privileged gender roles. So he's basically asking the question, who says heterosexuality came first? Seems to be very structuralist to us. And you know those Yale, those videos from the Yale courses? Paul Fry?
Yeah.
Paul Fry, he said that. Alright, so this is the whole, like how I said, the mission, possibly, like, you know, if you have to give her a mission, you would say that her mission was to destabilize this heterosexual, homosexual binary. Well, evidently, Michel Foucault, his mission was the same thing, was really complicated, this whole idea of this binary that exists, and kind of showed that it's a lot more complex than that. And in Western culture, it seems as though one's sexual identity seems to have the predominant role in constructing one's individual identity. Again, that's what we were examining before with Sedgwick, in saying that there seems to be this overwhelming emphasis on your sexual identity having so much of a say in your individual identity, of how people perceive you as a person. Yes, sir.
That quote about who said heterosexuality came first, that made me think of, you know, the thing about how we all started off as women, well, with a female dominant gene in the womb or whatever. If we all continued with that and we all came out as women, then we would have to be meeting with
Yeah,
women.
they say when babies now form the female.
They all start off as female and
then
then
they turn
get the
into
male organs.
Yeah.
Right, so if that were to continue to be true, then it would have had to have been women meeting with women.
Oh.
Which
I'm confused also.
what would they know about it then?
What?
There would not have been any men.
No, there was never a holy woman.
No.
It's a natural part of
Think about how we
the.
all started off as women.
Well, we don't start off as women. You see,
Well, but the
this
female-
idea, chromosomal sex.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, chromosomally speaking. But chromosomally speaking doesn't have anything to do with women per se. You understand? You have to distinguish that part of the development of the womb totally disconnected, disassociated from the concept of women. Yeah?
I just made me think of that.
Fantasizing.
Yeah,
Like
he's
this
talking about the fact that in
If
Western
you want to
culture, it
use
is like in Greek culture, because that's where he traces it too. In Greek culture, you were homosexual first. You could decide afterwards. I mean, it was a natural process of development for
Yeah,
everybody.
but it's for one computer.